Hello children. In this video, we are going to discuss a problem that is related with graphical analysis. So the question is written here. The following graph is the velocity time graph for a moving body. And the graph is given here. You have to note down this particular graph. The question given here is find the velocity of the body at point C. Second sub question, acceleration acting on the body between A and B. Third sub question, acceleration acting on the body between B and C. So let's solve this question one by one. So the first sub question is we have to calculate the velocity of the body at point C. So let's identify the point C here. So this is the point C here. I want to find out the velocity. Now the velocity is taken along y-axis. So the velocity associated with the point here will be 40 km per hour. So velocity will be 40 km per hour because I'm using the unit kilometer per hour because in y-axis it is mentioned that we are representing velocity and the unit of representation that we are using here is kilometer per hour. So the velocity has to be 40 km per hour. Okay. So let's solve the second sub question. The acceleration acting on the body between A and B. So you have this graphical line, and I have to calculate the acceleration when the body is moving from point A to point B. So here the initial point is point A and final point is point B. So what are the velocity and time values associated with point A? At point A, the velocity is equal to 20 and the time value is equal to 0. At point B, the velocity value is equal to 40, the time value is equal to 3 hours. Okay, so this much data is known to us. So let me note down that here at A point, the velocity, the time is 0 and the velocity is 20 km per hour, and at B point the time is 3 and the velocity is 40 km per hour, right? So I have to calculate the acceleration. We know that whenever we are provided the velocity time graph, the slope of the graph gives us the acceleration, right? Slope of the graph gives us the acceleration. So we have to calculate the slope in order to calculate the acceleration. Now slope is change in y divided by change in x. So let's calculate this change in y and change in x. So here the change in y happening is equal to BE and change in x happening is equal to A. So slope will be equal to, now we have to calculate the value of BE, right? The value of BE will be equal to the velocity value at point B is marked as 40 and the velocity value marked at point A is 20. So BE has to be equal to 40 minus 20 divided by AE. The time value marked at point B is given as 3 and the time value that is marked at point A is equal to 0. So this will be equal to 20 divided by 3. So 20 divided by 3 will be equal to 6.66 kilometer per hour square. Okay, so why have I used the unit kilometer per hour square? Because the velocity is expressed in kilometer per hour, time is expressed in hour, so this has to be equal to kilometer per hour square. So the acceleration unit that you have to provide here is kilometer per hour square, right? The next question, third sub question. You have to find the acceleration acting on the body between B and C. So which is the B point here? This is the B point and this is the C point. You have to find out the acceleration when the body is moving from B to C. Now, if you carefully analyze, while moving from B to C, the velocity is constant here, right? The velocity is constant. What is that value? 40 kilometer per hour. And we know that we can define acceleration whenever we have change in velocity, v minus u by t. As far as this graph is concerned, there is no change in velocity. Velocity throughout the journey from point B to point C is 40 kilometer per hour, right? So here initial point, that is at B point, the velocity is 40, and at C point also is the velocity is 40, right? So V is equal to U is equal to 40 kilometer per hour. That means we are having constant speed or constant velocity here. So if that is the case, acceleration has to be equal to 0 because there is no change in velocity. Okay, so here you can write there is no change in velocity. There is no change in velocity while moving from B to C. Hence, acceleration is equal to 0. I hope you understood how you are solving this kind of problems. Okay. Remaining sample problems we will discuss in the next video. Thank you.